uh. Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming today. Today we will talk about the effects of music in different areas. For this, we have the presence of our specialists. It is a pleasure to have the presence of such renowned personalities. Thank you for coming. Priscilla, representative of the National Center of Psychology, and Charlie, represent Cancer Hospital. Letty, Public Education Secretary. Um, Jesse is our sport teacher. Laura represents the 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 rehabilitation hospital. Priscilla, thank you for coming. Can you give us your how you consider that is important the music in your institution or for your specialists that works with in the National Center of Psychology?
I'm sorry, I have some Zoom problems. So I was connecting and disconnecting. What are we talking about? I just saw your message.
The effects of music in your area. You are the representative of the National Center of Psychology.
Okay. Well, I think we think in the department, in the psychology department, that music has an important effect in the brain, in the way the brain behaves, because for example, when you are having some trouble, some sleeping troubles, you can play some music that can help you to calm your brain and to have a better quality of sleeping. Or for example, if you want to be concentrate for your work, or if you're doing a special task, also you can play some special music that can stimulate some parts of your brain, that and this stimulation can help to be more creative and to have better results in the things that you are doing. So well, music is really important, but it is important to choose music for every occasion, so you can make the best from it. Thank you.
Thank you, Pris. Charlie, we know it's difficult to manage the problems with health, no, especially in cancer. What what opportunities do you have in your institution for improve the music, to introduce the music in those cases?
Hi, good morning. I have been in charge of the hospital and cancer hospital for 5 months. I realized that we in the hospital, well, we have to make some improvements in order to consider the music inside in the hospital. So we are, as a representative of the cancer hospital, I have asked help in the government in order to get some resources, money resources, in order to improve my hospital. So I have had meetings with the government, with the local government, and what I have said is that we're going to be considering the next month, in the next month. So we are going to have enough the resources in order I think that the music is a good thing in order to um, uh, could help uh, with my child. So I am conscious that we have to do the best in order to get the money as soon as possible. So if you like, we could discuss in the next call the status of the resources. Uh, but I am talking with a specialist in order to that they give me advice that we could consider the music. I mean, in the rooms, or what is the best um, time that we uh, maybe when my child uh, is using the treatment, we can use the music. So, but we are considering all of the ideas from the specialists in order to be prepared when we receive the resources for the local government.
Thank you, Charlie. Letty, we know we are going through difficult times in education. What action you are or your secretary are taking about it?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Nubi. It's a good question. We are talking about, we're planning to introduce in our sector, public sector, this kind of music development, because nowadays, all the child are very stressful in their house and they need to be in another environment. It's enough and it's nice they enjoy try to get a social relation with another child. But I think the music may they get more attention, develop their learning, try to be more relaxed. In fact, there's a study that we know the music made the brain development more easy to them. We are in our new plan, a strategy plan for the public sector, try to introduce that, because I know, unfortunately, private sector put this tool in their school, and it's well known, like the Dinamarca's school, like the European school, like the other school over the world, that is the one best resource. But we thank you for remember, but we are talking, planning to introduce this tool in especially in elementary. My school is when they need to get more attention for the each other, no? Or be more quiet, because this teenager is very bad for some age that they don't recognize, they are disappointment, they need concentrating their knowledge. This is my opinion about the music for the public sector and education public sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Letty, for your opinion. Jesse, your experience with the child, with the teenagers, uh, um, like sport teachers, how do you introduce the music in your job, and introduce or not, is it good for you? What effects you consider it, or you can see or reaction in the in this population in kids and teenagers?
Mm, in kids, I think it's helpful to play music while they're learning because it's easy to remember things, and they also can have more energy and associate music with fun, so they can do the exercise like dancing instead of thinking like they need to run and get tired. In teenagers, I think it's a good way to connect. Also, they can have music for doing a choreography and exercise at the same time. And yeah, I think that's why it is important.
Thank you, Jessie. And Larita, how do you think about this? And if you can try to get some ideas that our representatives.
Well, it's a thing. First of all, thank you for your invitation. It's a pleasure to share with all of these important specialists this discussion meeting. So, the music has shown for decades that it has a real effect or direct effect in our brains. And in these brains, they affect also certain areas, very important as knowledge, as sensitive, as movements. So it is a very, very good tool, the music therapy, in order for everybody, since babies, since the boys, children's, teenagers, adults, and the people who is in the old days of their lives. So I really agree. I deeply agree with these ideas that have been exposed.
Thank you, everybody. If you have another comment, you can give us and we appreciate your participation. If no, I expect to, or I hope to see you or in other TV show. Thank you. That's
Thank
that's
you,
it, folks.
Luis. Thank you.
Well, no, but yes.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming in the most popular sport programs in Mexico. We are going to, well, as you know, the Olympics Games, the Tokyo's Olympic Games has finished. And we, as a Mexican, we are suffering a little because we got the worst participation in the Olympic Games. So we would like to discuss what would we need in order to improve our performance. Mexico got 4 medals. USA was the biggest country in the, oh my goodness. USA won 12 medals. China was the second. They got 88 medals, and Japan won 58 medals. So we just won 4 medals. Some countries like Venezuela, Argentina, Colombia, and Ecuador won more medals than Mexico. So we would like to discuss what does Mexico need to improve our performance. This is the reason that I invite Aleti, we're going to discuss with one of the most uh, well, Letis is the sport specialist. He has been working in the sport for almost 20 years. Nubi was the former sport authority. She was working in the CONADE. I think this is very important to know the point of view of Laura, who is Senator of Mexico for almost 3 years. Unfortunately, Paris won one medal in the live medal. Jessica was representing Mexico in Taekwondo sport, and teacher is he was part of the boxing team. So I would like to start with Leti, who is a sport specialist for almost 20 years. I would like to know her point from the performance of Mexico in the Olympics, in the Tokyo's Olympics Games.
Okay, thank you
Please.
for the invitation, and good morning, everyone. Yes, as you know, our present participation or performance in these Olympic Games is not that the expectativa that we know. But as you know, in this case, the pandemic was the reason, no? They don't take a chance for practice enough and get the space for practicing and be prepared for get a competition in other with all country. But in this case was the reason, but I think unfortunately we don't have enough support for some sponsor, because it's difficult for us. We put all the resources for our athletics. We're prepared. We know there's a lot of challenger, a lot of experienced athletics that want to get a gold or medals, because it's the dream for all us. But in this game, Tokyo, we having support for some sponsor, because the economy don't allow according for the pandemic. But our compromise is we must to create a lot a lot dependencies that get more resource and more professional who help our athletics, because as you know, we only got 4 or 8 medals, but this not for fall or athletics. Is because we need work more for get more people who help us. No, it's not for athletics, no.
Yes,
I know.
yes, I agree with you, because the athletics they did their best. This is the reason that I invite Nubia, who
Okay.
was former sport authority. You know that Guevara is now the head of the CONADE, and I invite Laura because she's senator, and she knows that the Mexican government reduced the budget for the sports items. The Mexican government reduced almost 20% of the budget. So I think this is one of the reason that Mexico didn't get the enough medals in order to I mean we have, as a country, we have to do something in order to improve.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for invitation. Maybe this is the, the reason, Senator, that I am here. I ask for you help us more for our athletics get more knowledge and more resources. Thank you. We hear you.
Well, in CONADE, we did the best we can do with the resources that the government give us. And I think it depends, the participation and the results is in Olympic Games depends obviously the efforts that we had in the institution with the facilities that we had or that we gave to the athletics, and I think we do the best that we can do did, and they they were with the best coaches, and they try to training to in the different categories. I means we were preparing for these Olympics, but the other part depends of the athletics and the motivation. And there are obviously, like you say, uh, like you just say, Letty, that the problem with the pandemic is an effect, but uh, it's a big part of the motivation of the athletics. Is the other part that they have to be to obtain the result.
Laura, what can you tell us as a senator? You are discussing now in the the, the resources that the sport are going to be assigned. How can
Thank you,
you
Carlos.
help?
Thank you. Well, all the comments are very, very important, and we are going to take them in account. I think, first of all, that Mexicans must feel very, very proud for the 4 medals that we got from Tokyo. These athletics made a very, very big effort, and we are very proud of them. I have to announce you that all the Congress is very interested on supporting these athletes, and to get more medals and to get more results. We have a good and a better initiative in order to give more money to the forecast directed to sports. So that's what I have to say. We need to encourage more our athletics in order to give more results, better results, and we are planning to make a better, or to give them the sports sponsorship from the government in order to avoid them or to make them work in order to make their sports or to practice their sports. So we are very focused on that, and please always think that they are very important for Mexico, and we are very proud of them. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Laura, for your comments. This is I welcome Pris, who won one of the 4 medals from Mexico, and I would like to know her point of view, because I know that, well, as a Mexican, we are very proud of you. I think that you did your best because you didn't get enough resources for your preparation. And tell us, what do you think about the Mexico performance? What do you think about what do you need any extra help in order to improve your performance?
Well, thank you for the invitation, Charlie. Well, I don't know how to start, because it's really sad, the situation that we are living. The resources are very limited, and we have no support from the CONADE and from the government. They are only thinking in the Tren Maya and in getting fight with the other political, how do you say it, with the other politicians. And if we have had more support, maybe we would have come with a couple of more medals for Mexico. And sometimes we have to buy our own supplies to train. And I think that the head of the CONADE is not prepared for this big responsibility. And I think that this achievement that we got in Tokyo is because of us. No, we don't need, or we don't have to thank CONADE or government, because they are not supporting us. And I think that a change needs to take part in order for the athletes to get more medals and to compete with other athletes, because we are the gap that we are having compared with other athletes, it's going to be big and big and big. And maybe it's sad for Mexico, and we just want to stop corruption and to really get some resources to be better athletes. Thank you.
Thank you, Fris, for your comments. And this is one of the reasons that I hope that Laura, as a senator, take a note in order to help the sport. As I said before, the Mexican government reduce the budget, so this is something that has to be changed. And I would like to know the boxing is one of the sport that gives Mexico happiness. So this is the reason that I invite Sugan as a boxing coach. We didn't, Mexico didn't get medals for in this sport, but I would like to know the feeling. How do you feel as a coach, as a boxing coach? Do you think that you get enough resources? Not just economic. I mean all the resources that you need in order to do your work as a boxing coach.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for inviting me for this in this discussion. I completely agree with Priscilla on many points, that the government is not focusing that much onto the Olympic itself. Okay, Mexico has given world-class boxer and many champions of the world, but as specific to the Olympic, I think I was expecting, in fact, more gold medals or more silver medals from our boxers. We did not prepare that good. We only prepared for like 2 months prior to the Olympics. We were prepared if the Olympics was supposed to take place in 2020, but when it got postponed to 2001, I think many of, including me, myself, and many of our athletes, they got relaxed and they were not sure what to expect and when the Olympics will take place. So I think it's a mistake from us regarding the planning and anticipation. We should have kept ourselves prepared all the time. As soon as we got the notice the Olympics is going to take place in 2021 in early, we regrouped and we have realized our mistakes now, and we'll try not to repeat that mistake in the future. One thing, this is from us, the lack of planning. One thing, yes, also the government. Okay, I would like to point out that they are not really focused on this. They were, I agree with Priscilla as well on that thing, that they were involved, or they were more occupied with other political issues. And so all of a sudden, suddenly we got the notice. Suddenly I also got back into action. I started doing the coaching, and we started preparing our strategies against the other boxes who were participating in the competition. But I think on our part, it's the lack of time and some lack of planning. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for your comments. For me, it's very important that Mexico has to do something in order to improve the performance. The best performance that Mexico got is in 1988, when Mexico prepared the Olympic Games. We got 9 medals. So we have to think to improve our improvements. I would like to listen that we got, I don't know, 10 or 20 medals, because the sport is one of the best way that Mexico could improve. So thank you for your comments, and we will see you the next month. Bye.
Bravo, bravo.